happy Wednesday. Thank you so much for tuning in and for choosing to spend some of your time with me. I'm Maria Milagros, you're an extraordinary human, and during the month of May, we are focusing on hope. If you joined me last week, we talked about the importance and the power of hope, and I gave you a short exercise that you could do that I have been doing in order to keep hope alive, keep ourselves in the present moment while also creating these new stories about what we want life to look like and be like, and then taking action in that direction. Because when we're moving in the direction of hope, we are walking, breathing hope. We are hope, right? We become not just someone who talks about it, but we are actually embodying and it's not just the idea, we are embodying the power of hope. So this week, I want to give you some practical tips that you can use to help keep hope alive. And I have 5 different tips here. I'm going to go through them rather quickly, and then I'm going to post at the very end the video from last week in case you missed that. And if you just watch any of my videos, you'll see that there are videos that are specific to these particular and practical steps. Okay, so let's just dive right in, yeah? The first one to keeping hope alive is to take care of yourself. Self-care is one of the most important things that we can do because everything starts here. And if we are allowing ourselves to become depleted because we're not eating the right foods, we're not moving our body, we're not exercising, we're not speaking to ourselves in a powerful and positive way, we then take that out on the people outside of ourselves, and we also expect them to do the work for us, which isn't sustainable. Can other people positively contribute to your life? Absolutely. But it's not their job to do that sustainably because they're going to have bad days too. And then when they do, where are you, right? If you're constantly dependent on them to validate you, you're going to constantly need to go back to them every time you need that validation. And that's just exhausting for everyone. It sets you up for disappointment and it sets them up for failure. So the first step is to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. Make sure that you're meeting your basic needs and that you're taking care of your overall mental and physical health. Okay. Number 2 is to make sure that you are practicing or at least cultivating a practice of being present and being grateful. So what that means essentially is that we are not in a space of denial. We're not saying, oh, everything's wonderful, everything's glorious, everything's fine all the time. Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. It's totally normal, because it's not, right? And everything is not glorious all the time. And so we're in a space where we're constantly allowing ourselves to be present. I feel this. I notice that I feel this. I acknowledge this feeling. And then I'm going to make a choice to either feed this feeling and to let it grow and fester, or to create a shift and do something different. And then the way that we can create that shift is by practicing gratitude. If you have been following me for any amount of time, then you know how important gratitude is. I am all gratitude, 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 gratitude to the ends of the earth. And if you're not really sure how to do that, I have videos on that as well. And my friend Kimatra Maxwell, she wrote a book. It's a gratitude journal. It's really awesome. I have 2, thank goodness, because I already completed one and I'm working on the second one. And every day, or whenever you feel the need, because not everybody needs to journal every single day, you pick up the book and it gives you a prompting question at the top, and then you can create a list, right? Just focusing on the things in your life right now in this moment that you have to be grateful for, because we all have so much good that's happening. But what tends to happen is we get caught up in something negative or in one story, and then we let that become the predominant feeling. When we can acknowledge it, I see you, this sucks, this is not the greatest, right? I see you, it's unfortunate, and I'm going to shift and focus on what I can be grateful for, focus on what is good in my life, right? Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3 is to have a routine and to give yourself the chance and the opportunity to change it up. I love routines. I think that they're really important to create structure and stability in our lives. But I also know that there is so much power and fun in spontaneity and in flexibility. So as much as we have a routine, sometimes that routine in and of itself can become so dull, and we're just going through checking the box because we're not fully living. We're just like, I did that, I did that, I did that, right? That's never what the purpose of a routine should be. The routine shouldn't be about just going through and checking things off and like, oh, I did that, good. It should be about actively, fully, happily, presently, graciously, and gratefully participating participating in our lives. So as we do those things, we can check them off. And sometimes what we need to do is to look at our routine and say, you know what? I need to toss this today. I know I usually wait until after lunch to go for a walk, but I'm going to go for a walk first thing in the morning, right? My meeting schedule allows that first thing in the morning, I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to just breathe. I'm going to do my gratitude work that way, while I'm walking. Maybe at night, I'm not going to cook my same standard meal. Maybe I have a couple of extra bucks and I'm going to order something, right? I'm going to change it up. Find little ways that you can change it up so that you don't go through this kind of monotony of living, because that gets really boring, especially at a time like this where it could feel like every day is the same day. We want to wake up, or when I say we want to, what I'm talking about is myself. Let me be clear. And I'm giving you advice about what works for me, but it does not mean you need to take it, because as I've said in previous videos, you are a grown person. So you have to practice self-awareness. This is something we all should be doing for sure, is practicing self-awareness so that when someone gives you advice or gives you an opinion, you can say, yes, that aligns. I'm going to try that. Or no, thank you. That's not where I'm at right now. Honor yourself, but you don't know yourself until you practice more self-awareness. So that's a whole separate video, which I already did in April. Okay, so making sure that we have our schedules, we have our routines, and then we are participating fully in our routines and giving ourselves room to be flexible and spontaneous so that we can change it up so every day doesn't feel like the same day, right? Okay, and then the fourth thing that I'm going to recommend is that you do something nice for someone else. One of the biggest ways that we can continue to cultivate hope and love is by being hope, being the light. Now, can you every single day and every single moment be the light for someone else? Absolutely not. It's not sustainable, and it's not your job. What we need to practice is taking care of ourselves and then giving from our overflow. And then when we have overflow, give. And it could be as simple as sitting somewhere quiet and praying for someone, sending them some good juju, some positive vibes, right? It could be sending someone a text just saying, hey, I appreciate you and I care about you. It doesn't have to be about spending money. It could just be this work that's happening on a spiritual level, to help give someone something good, to share that hope. Because when we light the light in someone else, then that light is available for us later on. Maybe not from that exact person, but somewhere out there. And then we can continue to borrow and share and find permission in each other's light, which keeps hope alive. Okay, and then the last thing is this. If you really find that you are down and you feel hopeless, seek help. Please and thank you. Find a coach or a therapist that can help you climb and claw your way out of this, because we need you. I need you. The world needs you and your gifts. Every single human on this planet is here for a reason. And you don't have to say it's exactly this and this is the reason and the purpose. No, your light, just being alive, is a reason. It gives permission to other people. When you get through a hard day and you share that story, or you let people know, you know what, I had a hard day, but this is what I did. And then at the end of it, I let myself feel it all. And then at the end of the day, I did this and it made me feel better. Someone else is going to resonate with that and go, oh my gosh, yes, thank you, right? And it's a way that we can continue to fuel and feed each other, especially at a time like this when community is so important. And if you find that you're in a place where you're feeling absolutely hopeless, please, please, please seek help. Okay, so that's what I have for you. I hope that this was helpful. If you know someone who can benefit from it, please go ahead and share it. If you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to my channel and give it a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments below if any of these tips resonate with you, or if you have your own tip for keeping hope alive. Because again, this is a community. We need each other, and I would love to hear from you, not just in emails. I love getting your emails, I really do, but also publicly, like in the comments, so that we can share it with each other as well. I appreciate you so much, and I'm sending you lots of love and lots of light and lots of hope and lots of good juju, because I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. I'll see you next week. Peace!